Be honest, on this map, I don't think French versus Rus is good for French. Just a warning about Blade's free advice. You get what you pay for. True story. True. Okay. So let's skip forward. This is just the... Don't need to watch the beginning. Things pretty generic. I'm not surprised this game is hard. To be honest, I bet this map... If this map was played French versus Rus, I bet Rus wins this map most of the time. Because this is a much easier map to kind of boom on. It's harder, like a rush, like the rush distance is so far that for French, it just makes it difficult because Rus gets better the later the game goes, whereas French gets worse in that matchup specifically. In most matchups, French gets worse if the game gets too late, but yeah. I'm skipping the beginning because this is just generic stuff, nothing out of the ordinary. How much bounty did he get? Oh, 350. I'm guessing you went for the early blacksmith for the quick +1? I don't think that's worth it. Got away with that. I'll be going slower in other games. Just this one is... Let's take a look. I don't know if I agree with this really that quickly. Maybe if you were going for an all-in and you want to do like really quick rams, I think that would be better. Let's see, are you going for a second TC? No second TC out of you either. The French meta in general, so with the way your build is kind of played out so far, you're floating up a lot of food and gold. And you're doing some harassment here and there, but you're going to lose that night, I'm pretty sure. Thank you for not proving me wrong, game. He's pretty secured there. He's walled. You're not really going to be able to do much harass, especially because of these spears now. So if you run by the TC, you're just going to lose a knight and probably take a lot of unnecessary damage. So this wasn't worth it. What you should have done is gone for a second TC. You're doing a semi-fast castle. Okay, I think that's bad with French. 1 TC semi-fast castle really doesn't give you much. What you should have done, just to go in the beginnings before I go forward, is go for a fast 2 TC. Like, make a knight or two. Second TC. If you're not going to do a feudal all-in, then you can go castle. Try to get the relics. Maybe get a presence. Your goal could be to try to deny these two gold, or not to deny the gold mines, but try to deny Rus from expanding out of his base. Could be one of your goals. I mean, he has only 6,000 in his base, right? Or 8,000, sorry. If you can deny him moving out to get ever getting these outside golds, you could try doing that. But with your current builds... Although, honestly, the Rus player is kind of making a mistake, too. Why is the Rus on 1 TC and not castle by 10:30? Feels like you both are playing this weird a little bit, but... he went a knight himself. Okay, so you got the Royal Institute. Which I agree with. I don't think there's a point in going Guildhall versus Rus. Very difficult to beat late game Rus with French, especially. I agree with this. I do not agree with these walls. Why are you walling here? Why not just wall here? Like, you could wall here to here. Anything other than what you're walling. Because there's no reason to do it this safe. You have map control right now. You know that your opponent went spears. He does have knights now, but he's not going to go all the way around here, most likely. Okay, let's keep moving forward. I feel like you should have more than 41 vills at 13 minutes into the game. That's fine. You're now gathering stone. What are you making? Archer, crossbow? Okay, I'm fine with that. But yeah, at this point in the game, you should have a more solid food eco. I think you have too much on wood. Unless you're finally going for a second TC, then this is fine. But your food eco is really suffering right now. You're only gathering 360 to 400 food per minute at 15 minutes into the game. Your opponent is gathering 850 or 800, let's just say 800 at this point in the game. This significantly hurts your ability to make units. You have idle town center time, which I think is why you're having lower villager count. And let's see here. How many relics did you get? 1? You should be able to secure 2 relics. Honestly, I think he could have killed that if he'd committed, but alright. Took a heavy shot there. Okay, that shuts this down. I actually agree with these walls, by the way. Since you're not doing an all-in, well, and at least you didn't do like a feudal all-in, I do agree with your decision to wall him off here to try, again, to deny these resources, because he'll need them later on. But you're really suffering in your eco management. Like, you have 22 on wood. There's no reason to have 22 on wood. You need a lot more on food at this point. Because you're struggling to maintain unit production and villager production. And this is a very risky attack I would not have done if I were you. Fun fact, mangonels get buffed by warrior monks. Really? I didn't know that. So you've lost your entire army, pretty much, and you can't really replenish it. And you got the Royal Institute, but you haven't gotten the Royal Bloodlines. You haven't gotten any of these upgrades at all. And again, at this point in the game, we're at 21 minutes, and you're only at 48 villagers. Okay, so the number one tip I'm going to give you, Spaghetti, or Jutains, really focus on constant villager production. Like, this is probably hurting your game the most, is your villager production. Because, let's see how your opponent's doing villager-wise. Your opponent's at 65. So you should be at like 75, 80, I think. Maybe even higher. Is he on 1 T? You guys talk about Drew Chains, right? I don't see a second TC for Roos. So, I mean, just think about this. Roos has been on 1 TC the entire game, and he has 20 more villagers than you. Yes, this second TC was super late, but you should always have more villagers because you haven't been raided, really. I think you lost a couple villagers here and there, but you did not lose 20 villagers to any raids. Unless I'm blind, which maybe I am. So, my number one recommendation for you, focus on this constant villager queue. This game would have been far easier for you, I think, if you had. Because as you can see, you still at 22 minutes in the game, you're only at 500 food a minute. You should be so much higher. Like, you should be near maxed at this point, if not maxed. Not me thinking, damn, this ulti spawn is cracked. What's up, Putt? It's okay. I don't think in half my games, yet I still win sometimes. It's very weird. Yeah, you want to defend your spear should have been on top of your mangonels here. Body blocking is so important to protect your siege. Like, yeah, no reason to fight there. I'm gonna be honest, this is actually a really weird attack point, by the way. Like, what was your goal here to push right here? Just to try to do some damage to his eco? The reason why this is a bad attack point is all of your production's over here. So trying to attack up here, your reinforcements are super, super late. Like, let's pretend you had a close fight here. Let's say you won the fight with 2 knights left over. His reinforcements will come, clean up those 2 knights, and he'll have an army by the time you get your reinforcements over here. Ooh, Hut's doing some coaching today. Are you coaching me? Could definitely use it. Okay, that's fine. Now, like I say, though, I do agree with these walls. I think these walls are good. I think your goal at this point is good. Towers. I wouldn't even hate a keep here. Just to deny this gold line so that when he runs out of this gold mine, he can't just go take it. He has to invest in trebuchets. He has to invest in some sort of tech to take out the keep. That's what I would do. So I like this. The only thing I like more is a keep. A keep right here, and your opponent has to invest in siege to take that out. And then you can push this area while he's doing that. Floating a lot of wood. You just want a very decisive fight right here. There's no reason to sit back, especially since your opponent is Imperial. You do not want to give Rus the time when they hit Imperial to get a mass Streltsy ball. Because once he gets the Streltsy spear / horseman or whatever composition he goes for with Streltsy, it's very, very hard for you to break it. Especially if he's, doing the smart thing and adding in some siege to take out mangonels. Now, luckily for you, your opponent didn't micro that very well. Oh, and you are putting us here. Nice. How about Rebaldaquins? What would... Wait, French gets Rebaldaquins? Oh, they fucking do. That's right. French and English both get that. Rebaldaquins would get melted by Streltsy, though, so that wouldn't make a difference for him. But so your gameplay at this point, I like it. You got the sacred sites. You have a keep here. You're denying this gold line. You now see this hole. Nice to see that, by the way. Good eyes. Your whole goal at this point, defend this. And you know that your opponent does not have any gold income, except for relics. So you know that if any gold that he loses right now is very, very painful for him compared to you. And then that's game. You win from there. Your number one mistake, though, in this entire game is lack of villager production. All right. Ooh, I got a friend request. Okay. Gilv, you are next. I think I have you on my friends list, but I'm still going to do this anyway. Yeah, dropping the second TC on food would also be a better play. Is it just Gilv? Oh, it is. High View, Abba versus Rus. Okay, perfect. Do you even yoga? I think I've played this guy before, or I've seen him on streams. I'm not sure which. I don't know if you're here, Gilv. If not, well, you have a VOD. I believe Gilv is... I think he's actually pretty highly rated, so let's find out. I'm pretty sure he's pretty up there. Yeah, I thought so. He's Conqueror, so this will be a good game to analyze. Okay, so we have Abbasid versus Rus. Do You Even Yoga is a name I recognize, but I don't think I've never played them. I guess my first mistake I'd say you made is not making a second scout. That feels very greedy against Rus. Since it is Conqueror, there's not really too much to go over in the build order. Can I steal this idea for replay analysis? I mean, it's not really technically my idea. I'm sure someone else has done it, so you don't need my permission to do it. But yes, of course. Okay. I mean, this is just a very generic opening. There's really nothing to talk about here. I don't like the one scout because I feel like Roos is just going to get really insane eco from this. Oh yeah, no worries. Let's see, 310 bounty. If I was Roos, I'm feeling good about myself. Let's just say that. Although I'm surprised he didn't get higher. Okay. Looks like you're doing the hut strategy of delaying the wheelbarrow. I know he's been doing that lately to get that quicker second TC. Although I will say, Gil, were you here actually? I don't know if he's here, that's the thing. I wish he was. I'd like to ask him his thought process on this stable. Because I feel like this stable... Like, this stable feels like a waste of resources here. Why not just get a second TC first? I'm going to give him a second to respond. Everyone knows Do You Even Yoga is Snoopa. Oh, is it really? Well, I didn't know that. I'm dumb. I don't think he's here, but he'll just look at the VOD when he needs to see it. But I don't agree with this stable, because what does this stable accomplish? One thing you should always ask yourself if you're going to do something is why are you going to do it? Like this stable. Why are you putting this stable here? Let's pretend you get a horseman out first. What are you hoping to accomplish with a horseman against a Roos player? Because Roos is going to have a wood line where you can't raid it. Horsemen suck at raiding villagers. So even if you get 4 or 5, he could get all these villagers away and probably not lose one. Oh, perfect. You came back at the perfect time. I was going to ask you, Gil, what was your thinking, your thought process behind this stable? Because this stable, to me, feels like a complete waste of resources and is going to delay your second TC for no reason at all. I know you have to type. I was going for the horseman to deny boar. The thing is, I feel like the Roos player could get the boar and get the TC down before you can get the horseman out. I guess maybe not. I don't like it. I'll just say this. I don't like it. I don't think it's worth doing this against Roos where you get the stable and delay that second TC. And especially because opponent didn't even go for the boar. So your second TC is going to be a lot later. You don't have wheelbarrow. And your second TC isn't going to be until 6 minutes. And I'm going to bet that he's going to take this. Does he have a knight coming? He does. Well, let's see how much damage you do. Because you're going to get a horseman there. But honestly, these villagers and scouts will probably kill the horseman before you even do damage. Because horsemen suck. 430. Anyway, so the reason why I dislike the build that you did, yeah, Oh, you tested it? Okay. Yeah, because this was definitely a bad build. Your second TC's just now getting placed. I think that was, what, 635, let's say that went down? And no wheelbarrow. I mean, if you went stable with wheelbarrow, maybe I could see an argument for this. But without wheelbarrow and a second late TC like this, definitely not worth. And as you can see, you didn't even kill... Oh, you killed one villager here. Don't think it was worth it, but... So you're going straight into camel archer, horse archer, huh? I like this wall. I think the wall's good. I guess the thing is that I don't like that you're doing is you don't even know what your opponent's doing. Your opponent could be going fast castle, for all you know, and you're just building units for nothing at this point. I mean, that's what theoretically he could be doing. Obviously, because I don't believe you scouted this, right? I don't think you've seen this yet. At least I haven't seen a scout or anything go over there. Now, of course, Roost players don't do that. Almost every Roost player is aggressive with Knight Archer, so there's that. Can Abbasid compete with Roost to Fast Castle? Abbasid can definitely compete with double TC. With Fast Castle, Roost will always beat them to Fast Castle. This is number 2 core. I also, honestly, I don't like this composition here. I don't like this composition in the Feudal Age because this is a very food-heavy composition, right? Roos is going to be able to pump out a ton of units, and if, like, Roos sees this, he can just go Knight Spear. Your Camel Archers aren't going to do much. Knights are going to destroy them. I'm just not sure. I don't think I like the Horseman Camel Archer mix. Archer Spear I could see, maybe. Or, not, sorry, not Archer Spear. Horseman Spear, of course. But I feel like the Camel Archers aren't going to do much. Because I feel like Knights and a bunch of Archers will beat them, but you do have actually a decent-sized army as well. I'm talking about versus Roos specifically. In this matchup. I don't like this composition at this early in the game. But we'll see. Like, I actually think you'd win a fight. I feel like you win a fight if you engage right now. I guess let's see. Let's see if I'm right or wrong here. Floating a lot of wood, by the way, but we'll go over that in a second. I mean, you win this fight. Well, actually, you lose this fight. And that's kind of why I don't like the Horseman Camel Archer mix. Like, 1 or 2 Camel Archers I agree with for debuff. 100% agree. It's very good for that debuff. Any more than that, I think is just kind of a waste at this point in the game, because Camel Archers aren't going to do that well versus the French unit composition. Especially since you don't have spears. I think Horseman Spear is what you want to go. Add in 1 or 2 Camel Archers, and that's it. And then eventually you'll probably need to go Archer, Horseman Spear. And this is where the game's going to get very difficult for you. I'm trying to look at everything here real quick to see where you're at. So you're going to make a 3rd TC, which I understand. You're still going to make Camel Archers, okay. 3rd TC I can agree with, although personally I think what I would do is I'd try to get for Castle. But that's just a personal preference. Because if you can get to Castle Age, it's pretty much, not going to say GGEs, but that's when it favors Abbasid in this matchup. If you can get to Castle Age. 3rd TC is going to delay by quite a bit because you had to gather the stone, wood, and all that. Well, I guess you had extra wood. I think trying to get to the castle is better. I do agree with the farms, though. I like the farms because you're preparing so you don't just run out of food and then you're screwed. But yeah, now you're starting to add in archers, which is good. I like that. Do you have a blacksmith? You have a blacksmith, but no blacksmith upgrades. I guess that's another mistake, I'd say. You definitely want to get that armor piercing. Alright, let's go forward here. Honestly, I feel like you're actually in a pretty good position. I'm actually really kind of curious how you're going to lose this, because just looking at the Roos's army, it doesn't look like they have any knights. Or I guess, okay, they do up there, I like that. Good, good. But yeah, so do you see how this Camel Archers is hurting you, though? I know you already said I'll stop doing that. Oh, wait, they fixed that bug. Damn. I actually kind of like that bug because I could demonstrate. Because you could have an extra... You could almost have enough food to go castle right now. If you canceled these and you just had the gold, you could go castle. And you could still spam units because you have a good food income, right? You're getting almost 2,000 food a minute. So you could go castle, keep making units. And then if you make it to castle, you should win. But just that's so much food right there. That's almost 1,200 food right here. That is 1,200 food right here. And so this is why I think you lose. I'm pretty confident I see why you're going to lose this game. Oh good, you did get the armor piercing as well. Nice. So... And yeah, that's a lot of wood per minute. Oof, bad micro on the spears. I think you should just take this fight with the horseman. He doesn't have that many spears. And just try to focus him down. Pulling back, good. Unfortunately, you lost all your spears. And he still has 10 knights. Now you do have 12 horse archers, or camel archers. Now let's go forward. Yeah, I really think going to camel archers is costing you this game. Because look at this, from the way this game has gone so far, from where we're at right now, you could be, like I said, I already said it, you could be Castle Age. Your Castle Age would probably be finishing by about now. You can pull back because he's going to push. He's that, you know, when you get Castle Age, your opponent's going to do the whole shit. I got to attack now. But you could pull back here, make a mangonel, protect it from the knights and horsemen, and then you just kind of win. And obviously you can add in knights yourself, and so on. I actually think you should have won this game. I really do. Even with this composition, I think you should have won. You have 67 on food, that's crazy. Yeah, not the best micro, but your unit composition just doesn't scale well. How many villages do you have? 113 versus 89? I know you're about to GG, but I wonder if you shouldn't have. He has 38 archers, which is a lot. He's taken town center fire from 2. I guess you did lose that TC. I mean, the game probably is over. But honestly, you might have been able to hold this, maybe. Hard to say. He was sitting on your production, you're right. Like, I think it was over, but I think you might have had a chance potentially as well. I mean, the game was probably over. I'm not denying that. But you were almost Castle Age. I do think your engagement was really bad. I think you should have tried to pull back to your town centers earlier and not take that engagement. Try to delay that engagement as long as possible. But I do think you would have won if you'd gone castle earlier and not made those camel archers. I actually think, as an Abbasid player myself, I think Abbasid and Rus are probably my 2 most played civs. I would say I don't think the 2 TC version against Abbasid with the Rus aggressive 2 TC build is as hard to hold off as it is for the 1 TC. I think 1 TC Knight Archer is way harder to hold off as Abbasid than it is as... I don't know what I was saying, so I'm going to repeat it. 1 TC Rus against 2 TC Abbasid Knight Archer I feel is harder to hold than it is 2-2. We're going to do that later, ready to go. You just killed me with Rus vs. Ab a few days ago. Yeah, I know. I did do that. I do remember that. It was on my I dislike losing. Blidge, are you here, by the way? Ooh, Conqueror 2 Chad. On the Dirty Smurf account, yeah. Perfect. What game do you want me to go over? Altai? Okay.
Knocker Singh cheered. X300. Me next smile.
Thanks, No Curse, for the 300 bits. I'll definitely get you on there. I don't know. I have W and TD next. Okay, so this matchup right here. Wait, Sakura Blossom? Is this you, Avalie? Oh wait, this is the okay. So Blidge versus Sakura. Like if Gilvaz actually. It's okay. He cheered. Put him before me. Okay. This reviewing games is really awesome. You guys are enjoying it? I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it's something I was messing around with today, obviously. Okay. I'll do no cursing. Um, so I have 2 more after this. That's going to be it for a little bit because I'm going to go play a free-for-all. And then I'll probably do a few more. Um, and then we'll go from there. Glad to hear you guys are enjoying it, though. If this is something you guys do enjoy a lot, I may end up doing this every Friday, potentially, or every other Friday. We'll see. Okay, so we have a Roos versus Abbasid matchup. Ah, the opposite side of what we just saw last game. Ah, this should be interesting. I kind of lose on build count, but I wonder what I can do. Yeah, we'll see. Kind of funny that we're seeing the opposite matchup, and now we're going over the Roos side of things. I like it. Definitely 2 civs I have a lot of experience with. Roos and Abbasid. Okay. I was going to say, don't miss the deer. Bounty's doing okay. Obviously, I'm skipping forward a little bit because there's really not that much to go over in the beginning. The classic mistake. Every Roos player knows this pain, by the way. You're running out of sheep, and you don't have, and it's far away. We all know this. We all know this suffering. I just want to say, every single player, even the best player in the world, Beastie Cutie's done this, Marine Lord has done this, has known the feeling of not having enough sheep and having to do this. It is so painful. Everyone fucking knows this feeling. And I actually think it's hilarious. Like, every Roos player knows. They've done it at least once. Oh, damn. You're going to have a really sick bounty, by the way. Okay, so far so good. Obviously, his age up is super significantly delayed because of this. Please tell me you don't... Okay, I was going to be like, you better get these wolves, because you're going to be over 300. Yeah, that's beautiful. I like seeing this bounty. More sheep. You did good there. Oh, you made 4 scouts. Okay, that's probably what actually would delayed your age up. I've been seeing this a lot lately where Roos players are going 4 scouts. I personally don't do it, but I have been seeing this as almost being more as the standard than 3. I'm not sure if I like or dislike it, but... Okay. Obviously, at this point, again, this is just standard build order stuff. I'm not here to go over basic build orders. He went early spears. You can use the 4 scouts for harass. It helps you get more sheep and probably bounty as well, because you can kind of scout. Because think about it like this. If you go 4 scouts, you go this way with 1, this way with 1, this way with 1, this way with 1. You're more likely to get more, I mean, you know, obviously the middle as well. You're more likely to get or find more sheep, wolves, and stuff than if you go 2 or 3. Or 3. Now, my guess, and this is the only reason I agree with this, is you're not going for the boar because your opponent has spears out, is my assumption as to why you are not taking this boar. Although, to be honest, how many spears does he have? I guess you don't know this. So you don't know this, but he only has 2 spears. I think you still probably could have done this, but I'm going to guess your thought process was he has spears out, I don't want to deal with it, and I actually kind of agree with that. I probably would have done the same thing. Okay, so... I like the harass. I mean, I hate it when it happens to me, but you actually got a villager too. That's actually pretty nice. Okay. He didn't go Wooden Fortress because... the reason why he didn't go Wooden Fortress is because he wanted to get that quick second TC. when you're going second TC, it's actually normal in the current meta to delay your Wooden Fortress so you can get this second TC a lot quicker. Yes, that's the standard though, Death Note. You do 6 villager age up, you get quick wheelbarrow, and then you get the second TC first. Now the thing I hate about the 2 TC build versus Abbasid. No, you don't want to go with 4 though, Death Note. And the reason why is because if you go with 4, you delay your age up significantly more. You're already on a very late when you do, because you're already aging up very late when you're doing this build, because you get wheelbarrow first. If you put only 4 on here, your age up is going to be even more delayed. There's a reason why everyone's been doing 6. It's kind of necessary. I don't get how you're doing damage with this. You're actually going to kill a second villager with scouts. That's nutty. Okay, I'm going to just do one more thing real quick for Death Note, just so he sees what this game. I don't think he's as familiar, or I don't think you're as familiar with the meta right now with Roos. So you're not going to get a second TC at 5 minutes with this build, because you go for wheelbarrow in the Dark Age. You get the bounty, you get wheelbarrow in Dark Age, and then you age up, which is why your age up is significantly delayed because of this. You don't finish aging up till about 5 minutes or something like that. I can't remember the exact time. 4:30, I think, maybe, actually. 4:30, 4:40, something like that. You won't be able to put the second TC immediately because you got to wait for the ticket anyway. It's usually 5:30 or so. Okay. You've actually done sick damage with these scouts, by the way. I think it's actually crazy you did that much damage. Nice save on the villager. Very weird raid by him. And actually, yeah, it's the scouts. It's the scouts as well. You're right. The scouts don't do much for it. But it's a couple things actually. Sorry, a couple things delay the age up. It's the scouts, yes, but it's because you also put your first 2 villagers on wood. That's why your age up's delayed, more than normal. Very weird harass by him though. I actually don't think this is good by him. Okay, I see. So you're just going straight fast castle. I've tried this in the past, fast castle versus Abbasid, and I've never been a fan of it. I do not like fast castle against Abbasid. Because as an Abbasid player, if he's scouting this, like, he doesn't see this clearly, but if he scouted that you were fast castling, he could himself. And yeah, he'll be later, but I feel it's, he can breathe a sigh of relief knowing you're not going to be doing a lot of pressure. Okay, let's go forward. Not getting relics is already triggering me. Well, 11-minute fast castle because he went 2 TC fast castle. Although he could have gone faster, I think, but I can't remember. Actually, yeah, he could have if he didn't go the night. You have a lot of idle villagers. You haven't even grabbed this relic. I disagree with that. And I think you're going to lose the TC. Okay. So you fast castle for the relics, I fast castle for the healing. Okay, so I can already see why you're going to lose this game, most likely. Other than the fact that you're supply blocked. You went fast castle, but you don't really get a benefit out of that against Abbasid, really. If he's going mass horseman spear, you don't want to go knights, because he has a ton of spears, as we see. I don't think you actually scouted to see what he was doing. Unfortunately, I know this is bugged. I hope they fix this someday so I can see for sure. But I don't think you realized how heavily he was committing to army. So when you go castle, he's kind of forced to commit. And you're not going to have the units. Oh, and you're going to lose that for free. So you're going to take a lot more damage from this than I think you should have. And you're still supply blocked. The no relics is really painful. You should have at least 1, and you should be having this on your way home by now. while I know why you're going knights to counteract the horsemen, nah, never mind. Actually, I don't mind going knight archer. The problem is just you just lost all map control. And this is kind of why I hate going the build you did, 2 TC fast castle against Abbasid, because Rus has a strong castle age when you go like camel archers or horse archers, but Abbasid kind of just has everything better in the castle age. They can build siege, they can go camel archer, obviously, and then they can have camel riders and whatever else they need if you go too heavy on the cavalry. Not that that's why you lose. Blidge is Conqueror 2. I don't know why your opponent built that there. And I think pushing out here is a little ambitious. Just because you know your opponent has a lot of horsemen. And you have no way to really protect your archers. Because if you put your knights in there, the spears are going to do it. You're also floating a shit ton of resources as well. I'm trying to think. If I was to do fast castle against Abbasid, I agree with the knight archer. I think you just don't have the production facilities to do what you need to do. And did you only get 2 relics? Oh, that's so sad. You also should have gotten, you should have gotten 1, 2, frankly, I think you should have gotten at least 3 relics, but instead it looks like your opponent's going to get 3 relics. That's a big mistake. Don't think that should have ever happened. I agree with that. Well, yeah, you gotta get Springolds, because you know your opponent's going to go for some mangonels. I guess I don't really like that you're gathering wood right here, just because of this exact reason, but also because it feels like you could have gathered from here instead. I do agree with remaking the TC though. You recognize it and walled quickly, so good job. So I guess it doesn't matter in the end. But yeah, this is... Whoa. I'm gonna guess you just died at this push, and I'm not too surprised, because this is a very scary... Oh, why? Okay. I guess... So here's what I'm gonna ask you. You're making a mangonel here, right? Now, I'm guessing the reason you're making a mangonel is because you're wanting to counteract the spearmen. Correct me if I'm wrong. Honestly, I don't think making a mangonel against spearmen is just to do it against spearmen is worth it, especially since you know your opponent's going heavy knight, heavy cavalry spear. The odds of him adding in mangonels himself is more likely. So what you should have done is gone for Springolds here, because even if you had 2 mangonels, it's really not going to be that effective because he has so many spears and horses. Your struggle is to kill the spearmen, but that's what you're going to need to use archers for. I said no food needs something to fight. That's fair, but to be fair, you also have 3 tickets in here. Also, I'm guessing this is a mistake, but in case it's not... Oh no, okay, this is not a mistake. Horse archers are pointless here. So if you didn't know, and you may not, horse archers do not get bonus damage against spearmen. Okay, so... Oh, did you cancel your mangonel? Did you cancel the mangonel, or did you lose it? Okay, well good. I'm glad you canceled it. Okay, we're gonna watch this fight at 1 speed. Now, to be fair, this is hard to micro, because you have to focus fire the spearman, whereas he just A moves. Oh yeah, you're bunched up. Oh no! Oh no! Losing all your knights, is your spearmen and horsemen. Oof. That's brutal. As you said, you already know, you had bad micro here. But you were going to lose this fight anyway, let's be honest. This fight was lost. And frankly, I think it really just comes down to you just doing the fast castle in general, though, because as an Abbasid player, if you see Roos is going fast castle, you're breathing a sigh of relief, because you're not going to be able to pressure him very heavily, whereas Abbasid, as we all know, can boom like fucking crazy. I mean, we can already see he's about to be an Imperial twice. He completely destroyed you in every way in this game, and I think fast castle is one of the main reasons. As Roos, you need to pressure Abbasid. You can't let him boom safely like that, because Abbasid just loves that. And an Abba boom is going to destroy a Roos boom any day. Okay, so no cursing. You're next.